Hi everyone, so I'll be doing my review on the Homeworx by Slatkin & Co. for wick 18-ounce candle in the scent Peach Upside Down Cake. My particular pour date lists January 7th, 2023. Fragrance notes list ripe peach, brown sugar crumble, sweet orange, and baked crust. I purchased mine at TJMaxx on sale for $13. However, they are typically sold at TJX stores for $16.99. All right, so the main reason why I purchased this candle was because of the scent I got on cold. However, I do want to say it was a light medium. It was about a 5 out of 10. I really loved the really pale orange wax color, the wraparound photo label, seeing the caramelized peaches on the cake. Loved it. So when I smelled it, I initially thought it was delicious. Light, yet delicious. I think it's very photorealistic, and I think this is one of the most yummy, authentic Homeworx by Slatkin & Co. candles that I have smelled, at least gourmand-wise. On cold, I didn't detect or pick up a lot on that cake note. I think that this uses a very sweet peach with that thickened sauce that you, because I believe how you make peach upside down cake is that you get some pitted peaches and then mix it with sugar and kind of thicken it on a saucepan, and that's the scent note that I got. It was pretty light, but I still got that on cold. Yeah, so not really a lot of baked notes, at least coming out on cold. But let me go on to how it was while burning. So while burning, I would say the biggest con, at least for me, is that this isn't stronger. I would say while burning, I think the first burn, which took a little bit longer, took about 4 hours to fully pull out. That one was about a 6 out of 10, and then it slowly decreased. Even by the second or third burn, it was about a 4 or 5 out of 10. It sort of teetered around those two, which is really low for me, but I have a sweet spot for peach cobbler or peach upside down cakes, anything like that, because it just brings a lot of fond memories. So while I wouldn't repurchase this if it was any other scent, I just love how well executed this fragrance is, because I feel like peach scents can go really wrong in the sense that they are too tart. The peaches or the peach note smells artificial, and this just is like perfection to me. While burning, I detect more of that crust crumbled note. Not necessarily a cake. I do almost get like this whipped cream, like this creamy vanilla aspect. But other than that, I don't get an actual cake, like that dense, like cake carb type of note. Okay, and then another thing that's bad about this candle is that the performance was pretty poor. If you can see even just on the video right now, you should see that it has 2 scorch marks. I'm going to go ahead, change the angle so you can see how the wax looks like on the inside. However, you would have seen photos in the beginning that shows you that the wax did get discolored. So it did produce light sooting from the candle, and then the soot started going into the candle, and I'll explain in a little bit. So if you can see right here, I have pretty big flames, even though I only have like 10% left of this peach upside down cake candle left to burn. Ugh, that's so sad, because honestly, this is like one of my top favorite fragrances. Not performance-wise, just the scent alone. But if you can see, the wicks did start to lean a little bit. So if I grab let me just point to it. This scorch mark right here occurred because the wick was kind of leaning that way, and it burns really hot and bright, despite me trimming my wicks after each burn. And then if I move this over just a little bit, there's also a scorch mark right here on this side. Again, there was the wick leaning. So if you can see, my wax is a little bit dirty, and there's like a little bit of carbon ball fallout. So not enough where the scent is getting tainted in a way. It still smells very delicious. However, I do want to say that this fragrance is definitely light when you initially burn it. It takes about an hour and a half to pull out, which is a bit longer than some of my other Homeworx candles. And I also want to say that this is a candle that will fill up your room. I'm burning it in my medium-sized room. However, the strength or the intensity of the scent is going to be a bit low, which is a shame, because again, I really love the scent, but I don't, okay. If I didn't love peach cobbler or peach upside down cake type of scent, I wouldn't repurchase it. But just because I have a sweet spot for this scent, I would repurchase it. But would I necessarily recommend it? no, unless you're going to warm it and unless you're like okay with burning this in a smaller bedroom, that type of environment. But yeah, other than that, well, actually, there were kind of a lot of issues with this candle. There was sooting, wax got discolored, the soot went into the wax. I got scorch marks on either end right here, even though I trimmed my wicks. Two of my four wicks started leaning, which contributed to the scorch marks. So basically, the only thing that this candle has going for it, besides it being able to fully liquefy the wax pretty quickly. So I want to say even when the candle was maybe at the halfway mark, like right around here, it got so hot because I think the wicks are burning so strongly that it went all the way to the bottom, if you can see the wick clips already. Some people don't burn their candles all the way to the wick clips, but I do unless I'm starting to get some off-putting smell, which is rare with Homeworx candles. Good thing, and I guess kind of a bad thing about this candle, is that the wax gets fully liquefied, and I think that's what's causing the wicks to drift a little bit, because prior to the halfway mark, I didn't notice that these scorch marks develop. Only until I hit the halfway mark, that's when it happened. So that could potentially be a reason. Then again, I would not suggest, if you have this particular candle, to burn it in a hurricane, because I feel like it will just get way too hot. Or you can also reduce your burn time. Right now, I have it burning for exactly an hour and what the heck, 3 hours and like 5 minutes. So ideally, I think this is a candle that you should probably limit to under 3 hours, which is a little bit annoying because I tend to like to burn my candles anywhere from 4 to 5 hours. But yeah, at this point, I feel like it'd be better to, I guess, prolong the life of my candle and to, you know, maintain the wick integrity and not get a lot of soot and smoke by reducing my burn time. So yeah, I really love this candle though. Yeah, so in conclusion, I would definitely purchase this peach upside down cake candle from Homeworx by Slatkin & Co. However, I don't feel comfortable recommending it just because of the shoddy burn performance that I got. And also it is pretty light. I think if this were any other scent, I would have straight up been like, no, this sucks. But I just love this fragrance, how well executed this is. I think I like it more than any other Homeworx candle I've ever smelled. Potentially, I think I'm biased because of the nostalgia I have with peach scents, and like peach gourmand scents. But yeah, overall, I think that the peaches used in peach upside down cake are very bright, happy without making this a fruity candle. This is a definite gourmand scent. I love the addition of the crust or the crumble type of note. I feel like that just adds to the decadence of it. I don't detect a lot of the cake, but I do get kind of instances of like a whipped vanilla, a whipped cream, that type of thing. I know that the fragrance notes list sweet orange, but I don't get a lot of that, if any. I feel like that's similar to like when you add orange juice or something to your meat to just bring out the natural flavors in it. But overall, I feel like even though this has a baked crust note, I feel like the baked crust note is very minuscule in comparison to the sugar crumbles. Like a crust note, I think I automatically think of the Bath and Body Works blueberry pie candle, where it's like 50% crust, or yeah, baked crust. No, this is just so well blended, all of the ingredients, without it coming off as a fake peach fragrance oil that was used. Yeah, so overall love it, but I don't feel comfortable recommending it based on the performance that I got. However, that's also to say that if I were to see this again for $13, I would purchase it in a heartbeat. I wouldn't purchase it though for $16.99. That's just a little bit too hefty for my price point right now. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions, if you also have a sweet spot for peach cobbler, peach upside down cakes. So overall, I really love this scent. Don't care for the performance, but will still repurchase it if the price is right. Let me know if you have any questions and if you have smelled or burned this candle. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, bye.